Saturday morning, Meander along the Murray, around the Murray. Truck run, long weekend, June 2014. Lined up here at White Hill. G'day Bob, White Hill Truck Drivers Memorial, South Australia. Plaques on there in memory of people who've died in the transport scene in South Australia. A few plaques on the wall, about 15 or so I suppose, create a bit of interest. Well, we've travelled out to Meander Zoo, left Murray Bridge up the old highway. Nice recreation area here. There's 4 picnic shades there and seats, tables. We're having a morning cuppa here before we go through. Smaller vehicles lined up in the normal car park. Big trucks out there where the bus parking is. All ready for a good day. Well, this is the visitor centre. Enter in through there. We're now in the zoo. This is the meerkat enclosure. There's half a dozen males here. He was sitting up there looking around for danger. The keeper here rakes it all over, picks up manure, etc., and gives them something to do to scratch in the sand all day. This is where they sleep, under the rock. And under there they've got a heat mat there to keep it warm, so they're warm overnight and in cold weather.
Europe, but is now was then found in the Gobi Desert and in Mongolia. Zoos like Meander had a breeding population. Oh, and you can see our very successful breeding program in our Mongolian wild horse foal. Born late February. Wow. Excellent. As you can see, they've got those, both males and females have horns. They have those huge, huge horns and heads. That lump on their back is actually muscle to hold their head. They're actually coming into their winter coat at the moment. He's posing
North
for you.
American bison.
Have been able to take photos? He is a browser, as you can see. His top lip is prehensile, is used for grabbing and pulling the food into his mouth, the leaves. At the moment he does have some dry feed, but he will browse preferably for his food. He is smaller of the 2 rhinoceroses found in Africa. Every zebra has a different stripe pattern, and in fact the female zebras, once their foal is born, present their rump to the foal so they can imprint. Can you see him lying down with his horns? Now this is why they're called the black buck, because he's such a dark, rich chocolate colour. He spends his days very busy rounding up his herd of females. They are from India and Pakistan. They were fairly endangered at once. Now eyes peeled to your left.
Yeah.
See what you can spot. Yeah. All right. Now this is a southern white rhino. He's the other of the two rhinoceroses found in Africa. He's much bigger than the black rhino. The bulls, which is my understanding can get up to 2,500 to 3,000 kilos. He's called a white rhino, not because he's white, because really he's grey with some Monarto mud on him. Welcome to get up. They're a non-confrontational animal because they are very low. Now I'm thinking these are the two male cheetahs that have just been imported. Oh, okay. These are my understanding. These are the two males that have been imported in January.
That's spotted hyena.
There's one sitting over there too.
There's two up here, a little bit of...
A bit of exercise.
Just a general view of the area, undulating.
The information about where the Harbour Park originated. So this area was initially, when the settlers first arrived, was cleared for cropping. So all of the habitat areas are actually areas that they used to plant wheat and barley in. The ridgelines were left because it was very limestoney and therefore too hard to clear. And they are the lines now that kind of form the edge of our habitats for the animals.
This
The
old
chimney that you
house
see
was
standing,
the
the remnants of the chimney would have been the
original
kitchen. You didn't have the kitchen in
homestead
the
from
main
the
house
Bretagne
because of
family who
recent
owned
fire.
this land.
Again, as you see, lots of dead trees in this area. When the giraffes were first brought up here, we were told they wouldn't eat the native acacia plants because they were too thorny. Well, they didn't read the same chapter in the book and they demolished them. So now we bring browse in. And most of these animals actually do have nerves in Africa, and they have a very thick coat of wool that hangs down between their forelegs. Huge horns. If you are back at the visitor centre, there are some of their horns on one of the touch tables. And sound, don't see them because they're actually so still and they're blended in so well. These guys are addax, another form of antelope. Again, very well suited for the desert environment, soft hooves for the sand. They have that darker colour coat. Well, it's quite, probably about 3 years ago now, and these are the two that we have left. We've sent others elsewhere, so they're just a slightly different species. They are big, aren't they? The ones in the African plains that we came through are slightly bigger, but these are still quite young. That pink colouring on their feet and on their the front of their legs, I suppose their shin, is actually indicative that they're mature enough to mate.
We're now in the chimp enclosure.
I don't want to see you.
Yeah, it's trying to get stuff.
There's one up top there in the rug.
Just trying to figure it all out.
And the other one's there. Yeah. Hurry up. But letting that one do all the work.
The signs say they're very smart. They use rocks for cracking nuts. They use sticks for poke a stick in to get food out. They know what plants to eat to make themselves better when they get sick. One down there, they got something in the barrel. He's eating off the end of the stick.
She wants to go down there.
She's making that one behave.
Mum and baby. Baby's having a great time playing.
Sorry, you're not. Oh, sorry.
Yeah, he's been in a few fights. He's got a big one on his arm there, look. He's floating around a second. Bloody flies. He's smacked him. Get out. Look. Get your arm out of there.
Just general view, gift shop area here. Here's some animal skins. We have a cheetah and a lion, and giraffe, and there are other skins to feel over there. All sorts of animals that have died, kept their hides. There's the cheetah skeleton, chimpanzee, and a giraffe. That's what they look like, the bones. All very good. There's a zebra skin. Well, lunchtime. Some of the group, we're here having nice meat and salad rolls for lunch, drinks, and whatever else, apples, mandarins, etc. Enjoying life and the sunshine. Our hosts for the weekend, Noel and Jan, organised all this. Well, virtually all the crew's here now, having lunch. Nice lunch, plenty of food, a bit of talking and socialising, real good day. Well, after lunch we've left Meander Zoo, come out to Asset Engineering. Looks like they make or sell cedars, my general engineering. There's tankers, there's bits of trucks laying around. Even some historic trucks here, like our group. It's a bit of a burnt out one over there. There's a huge big forklift and all sorts of gear here. We'll find out what the go is when the man tells us. They got some gear loaded up there to be delivered. There's a Asset prime mover, a float with a big boom spray unit on it. New one, going to be delivered somewhere. Now, this place we're at, Asset, they got about 15 trucks. They authorised to do vehicle modifications, like this prime mover here. It's modified, it's got lower suspension, lower the chassis, small wheels, keep the height down for height loads. They do specialised work like carting this sort of stuff. Builds his own trailers, etc. There's certainly not much ground clearance there. We'll have a look in the workshop. He's got his own shaker in here for brake testing and everything. Got a little spring tray in there and a cab off a truck and all sorts. Well, this is in the workshop area. They got a Freightliner there. They've got bits off the motor. This here is airbag setup, just a chassis. Been working on it, modifying it or something by the look of it. This one here, this is a modified Hendrickson. They use the low profile tyres, they've got the Hendrickson beam. They've extended the brackets so it's lower off from the axle. Put another big fabricated rocker type setup there with airbags on it. That lowers the height of the prime mover down, the chassis. Local owns this is K&S Pit. That big machine's like a big horizontal borer lathe type thing. Goes way back. Got a big belt drive. Drives along the table along there and drives the chuck. Really antique sort of thing, but it probably works very well. Here we are, that's what they do. They have their low trailers, load all sorts of gear like this spray unit, deliver it, load it with the fork, just like that. Well, here at the transport place, very interesting designs. They design their own folding gooseneck floats and so they can load easier instead of over the back. Lined up from the workshop is a good lot of big American iron there, like the Diamond Rio, the Kenworth, the White and the Kenworth. Been very interesting out here listening to the fella talk and whatever. Well, Saturday night tea here at Murray Bridge RSL Club. It's only been had a chef since about December 13. This was a exhaust place, there was something else, big shed, and RSL got hold of it and refurbished it for their club rooms, and they have meals Friday and Saturday nights. It's quite good, they must be a fairly strong club.
Red or white?
We're drawing some lucky numbers out now. Our entrant numbers for a few prizes. Bob got one, Jim's got one.
No, this is not all. Number 4.
Donnie McGregor, the Victorian man who comes over regular and enjoys himself, won a prize.
Thank you, dear.
Before I tell you this next number, I often to make Donnie an honorary South Australian because he's always come to our shows. He gave me a really strange look. The last one's number 6. So you got one.
How lucky is that, Sam? We're lucky.
Well, Sunday morning. It's a bit of cloud, but that'll burn off. It's gradually burning off out the west there. Only a very light breeze. Go for a cruise up to Meander. Look at the show and shiny type thing. Have a display and wander around and enjoy ourselves. Here at Avoca Dell, we're a couple of kilometres upstream. More than that probably. 5 k's upstream, I suppose, from the main town of Murray Bridge. There's a boating area, a public reserve here. New housing subdivision up behind the caravan park, up on the hill. All quite good. Well, here we are, a bit of uphill. The road boss is going up a few gears. Nolan Jan in the Inter and Trevor Kelly in the Fargo. Johnny McGregor in the Inter. Greg and Rosemary in the Bedford. All heading out on our way to Meander. John and Pat in the modern Holden, Colorado. David and Cheryl. Just a car coming along waving. McDonald's in the Austin. Elaine in the Dodge. Jim in the Chev. Neil and Lynn in the Bedford. John and Pat in the Kenworth. Bob in the Bedford. And Murray and Kay coming up in the Scania. Followed by Jim and Judy in the Ford. Kelvin and Pam in the K-Dub. Graham and Diane in the Morris Commercial. There's the Chev of Coombs, I can't think of her first name. Every GM pad road boss. Rob, Jenky and Angie. Now we have Bob and Barbara in the Mac Midnight Flyer. And we have the Ford. I'm not sure who it is, must be a local fella. Early 50s Ford. Now we have Graham There's the Mercedes. John and Janice in the comma. Here comes Jeff and Joan. Last truck, the Diamond Rio. Well, we've travelled up the the eastern side of the river to Mannum. That's Mannum Township, on the banks of the Murray River. It's all built up the side of the hill. The ferry is down there. There's trucks lined up there everywhere. We just go across the ferry, and right next to the ferry road is where our display will be. Well, there's the northern ferry, capacity 16 tonne. I reckon that's loading her up. You got the Diamond Rio and the comma, and a couple of cars all about do it, and we're on the big ferry. Looking upstream from the river, and caravan park over there. An old ferry on the riverbank. We've got a load. We've got a couple of cars and utes, and the road boss and the Mac, and a load of hay. Carlo and Les back there. Well, here's the display area. Trucks lined up. There's a couple of extras. There's a little 130, AB 130 Inter down there. Must be a local person. The Atkinson, that's a Murray Bridge person, I think. It's all going to be a good weekend, or a good day. It's calm, it's cloudy, but that might burn off later. Some trucks are parked up the street. There's not quite enough room here. If there wasn't private cars here, there'd be enough just, but it'll be all right, really good. Well, this is a view up the street at Mannum. Some of our members couldn't park in the little reserve. Just up the street there a bit. That's all right. You got more plant hire Murray Bridge, got the big crane. The Mack recovery truck and 3 modern prime movers there. People wandering around. Other trucks up along here. A lot of modern ones. And I assume there's lots of utes, etc. up there. We'll find out when we get there. Mails Transport of Mannum here. They got the modern Kenworth down there, and they've, I know it's 1 or 2 of their Diamond T's, but there's one there, an old Diamond T, got their name on the door. The other one, the B model Mac, GF McMahon on it, this belongs to CMV. Plus you got all the other modern stuff just here, Mac, Kenworth, etc. Just a bit of scene down the main street. All the modern sort of ones. We have the truck factory here, the big Western Star. And the big Peterbilt recovery truck. Right next to them is Adelaide Towing. Got 2 Mack recovery trucks. The truck factory has got their utes here.
Down on Meander Reserve, the next cruise will
got about 5 of them, 6 utes.
12 o'clock at midday. If you'd like to head down in about an hour's time to Meander Reserve service in checking out the Marion cruise.
Looking up the street, there's more polished up trucks there. Cuckoo Transport in Neriupta have got 4 trucks here, all Western Stars, prime movers. This one here is a bit more customised, a little, but then they have a little Ford Cummins, well, it's diesel powered V8 Ford, little show truck type thing, the imported Ford, and the ute. Right next to the truck factory. Little utes. Well, right up the top of the street here. We're starting to work our way down a bit. The show pony type Peterbilt.
Yeah, we're going to go down here.
All specially show sort of thing. Obviously they wouldn't work it with the amount of lights and bits and pieces on it. Then we have more recovery trucks. Got the heavy towing recovery Kenworth there, and the extra heavy other one's an 8-wheeler. Of course we got the Manham fire truck. There's the big Kenworth recovery truck. Twin steer. No, it's a tri-drive or just a lazy there somewhere. Tolls, couple of trucks. Western Star, and there's BJ haulage. They've got a 6 or 7 there. There's the 5 Series Dodge. Higgs and Co. Monash. They used to run a lot of those, various companies. Interstate work. All restored, a bit modified here and there though. BJ haulage, got a fair line up here, currently from Mount Barker. Manham and Bridge septic pumping truck here, a DAF. That says it all, satisfaction guaranteed, or 110% of your product back. Taking the poo from you. A bit further down the street, past the BJ's line up, there's a couple of McArdle freight. Then the special edition Kenworth, I think that's what it said on the side, special build or something. There we got Simpson Transport Freightliner and the Toyota, all dolled up. Cuckoo's fleet of vehicles, all Western Stars. They do a lot of wood chip type stuff, light bulk work, right down to their little Ford show truck. This little cuckoo truck, there's info there about it. It's built on a F350 chassis, and just the cab has been put on, imported from the US. To a roll-out awning, it could even be a little motorhome type setup. Don't know for sure. It's got solar panels on it and that, so I reckon they might use it for living in and holidaying. Hasn't got any windows though. Well, it has. They covered over. Now the truck factory. Crowd's cleared a little, so we can take photo. They got 6 utes here, 2 big recovery trucks.
Later on tonight when we go home and search for that, you can see all the photos, hashtag of the event.
The truck factory, all dolled up, recovery type trucks. Then further down we got the big tow tilt bed truck. Mainly older blokes there, well, they are older blokes, the city cowboys. This Robert Pack from Adelaide, old Kenworth. Says Seattle 65 on it, so it'd be a 65 model. Cummins pad, all restored, looking alright. Just a bit of a view of the others, a very late model Kenworth there. Alexandra Transport. Miles old Kenworth there, that's going back early 90s probably on torsion bars. A bit hard to get good in photos with lots of people, but the old male Kenworth up there, then the newer model Kenworth, the Mac, and then we have it's a Freightliner. Good old LTL Ford, very popular old truck, looks pretty good. Our model Mac, going back a bit like Bob's is, very similar. No, it's a value liner, the other one is the R model, like Bob and Barbara's. Here's a Peterbilt, the fella's built up from a heap of bits. G'd the motor up and all that to 700 horsepower, Detroit. All sorts of fancy stuff all over it, what you can see. Big, long wheelbase.
Done your boat trailer up.
How'd you go?
Alright.
Then there's a Western Star behind it. That Steve's Cat. LTL Ford's all original. Delivered October 1998. Original colours, original motor, original everything. Real credit to him. This is the 50th anniversary Mac. Custom built. Superliner. Lots of chrome and gear on there. Well, in amongst all the big iron is a real truck. R190 Inder. Converted to diesel by the look of the exhaust. Single drive, and then there's a S model there for sale, and then you got all the other flash ones down here. Eads Transport Red Dog. A couple of very late model Kenworths there. These two Diamond T's are males. The one on the right, the smaller one, GM pad, probably a 471. This one here has got the original 6-cylinder petrol motor in it. Next to CMV Group's B model. And there's an F250. It's pretty neat. Well, back at the club display. Just a bit of a general view around here in the little parking area. Day's working out quite good. The breeze is just coming up a little at 12:30. Sun's starting to come through. It's quite a crowd up the street where all the big trucks are. It's all going quite well. Well, the paddle steamer Marion is taking 1-hour cruises today, just coming back from a cruise. It's over 100 years old, steam pad. Well, it's a bit hard to see everything around here at the Ute Show and Shine. Down on the reserve, various utes, Commodores. There's a 56 Effie. There's a feral ute. Various bits and pieces. A big guy, I think it's Sa-Hcvc, yeah, made into a ute. All sorts. Feral ute there with pipes and lights and bull bar and flags and ordinary utes and show pony utes. Now here we have a real ute. HR Holden, 1967. Not molested or anything, original motor, all nicely done up. Even got the accessories in the back of its era. The woman's own, new idea, the esky, picnic basket, the kit bag. Really well done. In amongst these vehicles you got the show utes like that with aerials and whopping great bar and almost a legal type thing. Then we have quite a rare four-wheel drive XY Falcon Ute, 1972. Only ever, I think there was 400 of those built. Then we have I reckon that's about an XM Ute. Looks pretty swish. Then you have the other show ones with the blower sitting on the motor. My ute. Dual cab, customised, V8 in it. Flags and pipes and whatever. On a dual cab. Doesn't really turn us on too much. Barbecue here, the lions and food stalls and whatever. Well, right down the end here we have a ute with the Statesman front. Then we have Aussie Pride, pink all over it. You Beauty written on it. Girls Ute, all dolled up. Nissan. Other show pony utes. Even got a standard ute with a camper on it. The Falcon with all sorts of stickers, etc. We've just about seen the truck and ute show and shine at Mannum for 2014. Yeah, just a bit further along there's some custom built hot rod ute type things. A lot of money spent. DeSoto Fire Dome 8 in that V8, which is probably Chrysler sort of thing. Bit of a modified, about an FB Holden. No, it's not, it's an EK Holden ute. 1962. Fat wheels, slightly lowered. Well, this is a 56 Ford Freighter, F100 Freighter, highly modified, late model motor and lowered and fats, etc. But if it was original, it'd be quite rare and unique. That's about it, unless we see something else of interest for the ute and truck show. We'll go back to some real trucks now. Well, to round off this show, this classic 65 Kenworth. Ed Cameron imported it in 1966. Originally 250 Cummins. This fella who's got it now still works it. Semi-tipper work. Been upgraded to a 350. Big Cam.
Hey.
He's had it 12 years.
Alright, Cameron will just take photos.
Looks very good.
Maybe bring it.
Classic old truck.
Yeah. Oh, that's alright.
Real credit to him. And that's about it.